Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. We are live this afternoon to hear about Andrea's story. Andrea is a previous student of the English for Yoga Teachers course, and she would like to share with us what she's learned, what she liked the most, and most of all, what she's doing into the chat. And I'm really excited about this interview because Andrea finished the course in 2022, at the start of 22. And at the start of this year, 23, I had an announcement on Instagram and asked for people to share their skills and their experiences with us to see if we would be a fit to also work together. So Andrea is actually one of the students that did our courses, but now also works with us. Behind the scenes, she's working on everything that we post on Instagram, in the Facebook group. So she's a really big part of the community. Andrea, I have invited you into the chat. Let me know if you're receiving the invitation. And then we go live together. Let's see. I see that you're unable to join. If you can't accept my invitation, try and get... there we go.
I don't know how to... Okay. Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Fine.
So good.
Everything good.
Everything good. Amazing. We had a quick meeting this morning to speak about all the new people that enrolled on the course. I just told people about what you do with us right now and that we're also working together. But we know each other from a while back. I think the first time I met you, you were still in Paris, right?
Yes, I was doing my teacher training.
Exactly.
I think 2 years ago.
Exactly. You were doing your first yoga teacher training, and it was your 200-hour teacher training.
Mm-hmm.
And I hosted a few events to practice teaching. And well, that's how we got in touch. But you're not from Paris. You live in Spain right now, but you're also not from Spain. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sorry. Okay. I have a lot of notifications. Okay, well, my name is Andrea, as you already know. I am 32 years old, and I am from Peru. And for the last year, I am living in Valencia, in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I was living in Paris like 2 years ago, but then I was moving around Europe, and then I finished living in Spain.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. I love Spain. Absolutely love Spain. I used to live in Spain as well. It's a great place to be. So tell us a little bit about, because I would like to know from you about your yoga journey, your English learning journey, why you decided to become a yoga teacher. First of all, where and how did you learn English?
Well, I have been learning English since I was a child at school. Then over the years, I have taken some English classes and also some international exams because in my 20s, I live abroad I live abroad for when I was at university, and then also like I was traveling around the world. So I knew that I needed to learn English to be able to communicate. And also I think that English is a language that I find very useful. If you're a person that enjoys learning or traveling or, I don't know, learning new things, it opens your options to choose. Well, I started my yoga journey like 7 years ago. I remember I was very stressed from work, and someone told me to practice yoga because it would help me to relax and to lower my energy. That time I was like super workaholic, very active, this kind of life led me to stress. So that's how I found yoga, and I was very curious about that. But those years for me were just practicing. Then when I decided to do my yoga teacher training, I was living in Paris in 2021, and we were in the middle of the pandemic, and I was looking for something to connect with. And I realized that I loved yoga. That was like something I wanted to learn more about. So I decided to do my teacher training there. Uh, so far for me, it was more about to deep in the yoga world and knowledge, because I didn't know too much about that, just my general classes. And that was amazing because I learned everything about yoga, like pranayama, meditation, the benefits of the postures, how to do the postures, but not to perform, but to have the benefits for my own body. I learned how to connect with my body and my mind, and it was amazing.
Yeah, really amazing. Now, what you're saying is really interesting, and I think that your journey is super inspiring, right? Because you were a workaholic, as you described, found yoga, which really helped you to improve your overall health, then became a yoga teacher. I know that this is not one of the questions that I asked you, but just quickly for people to know, because you moved from Peru to France and you did your first yoga teacher training there. Your training, was this in English or in French?
Yes, it was in English. Yes, I decided to do it in English because, of course, there were not Spanish teacher trainings, and also I wasn't good enough in French to do a training. So yeah, it was in English, everything.
Right. So you did your yoga teacher training in English already. Now, when or how did you find out that your English skills weren't enough to start teaching?
When I was doing my practice during the teacher training, because I had to write and design my own sequencing and cues. And of course, during the course, like, the teacher solved a lot of our doubts, but that was not the main purpose of the teacher training. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time like asking about vocabulary. So then I had to do it by my own. And I realized it when I was like doing my scripts to do the practice in the course, and I realized that I didn't have like this specific vocabulary to teach in English, even though like I feel very confident when speaking in English and I understand everything. I don't know, it was different to start talking and trying to express yourself in another language and try to transmit something as well.
Exactly. This is, I think, one thing that all the people we work with deal with. Like we might be able to have a daily conversation, understand a lot of what our people or the teachers around us say, but producing that language by yourself is a challenge, right? It's very different. Now, we met each other because you joined us for one of the teaching practices in 2021, I believe. And I'm friends with your yoga teacher trainer as well, Gillian. She has a yoga school in Paris. Why did you decide to join the English for Yoga Teachers course?
Well, I like these workshops I took with you because you helped me a lot to improve my scripts, and then I prepared for my final examination in my yoga teacher training. And then at that time, I decided I was thinking of staying in Paris. So of course I needed to improve my English if I wanted to teach yoga. I think that was my first the first reason to join the English for Yoga teacher course. And I was like really motivated like about continuing my education in yoga, and also I love to travel, to learn, and I thought that improving my English would allow me to do like more courses or to have more teaching opportunities around the world. Yeah.
Exactly. And you're right. You started teaching. You even did another yoga teacher course afterwards. Tell us a little bit about all the things that you learned or that you improved.
Well, first of all, I think I improved a lot my speaking, because the course gave me the opportunity to practice speaking with you and also with the other classmates. Like during my day-to-day, I don't have the opportunity to speak in English all the time. So it was good to speak with other people around the world. And I also learned a lot of new vocabulary related to yoga, like things that I learned in my yoga teacher training, but I didn't have it integrated, because you receive a lot of information, then the teacher training finished, and if you community or you don't know people, continue, I don't know, it sometimes can feel a little bit like not motivating. So I learned a lot about anatomy, body parts, meditation, how to use the cueing, how to do it. So it was really nice. It gave me the opportunity, as I said, to integrate everything I was learning about yoga. And yes, and also like this course gave me like the motivation and security to continue with this. I think like I gained a lot of security in my practices.
Mm-hmm. You felt a lot more confident, right?
Yeah, I also was like teaching some friends and family when I was doing the course, and I did it in English because I have friends that they speak Spanish and English, so it was really good for me to have the opportunity to practice this with other people as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Really good. And you joined the teaching practices. I really saw the progress that you've been to, like starting even before the course and the end of the course. There's really so much progress and something that you can be super proud of, really, really proud of. Looking back, because you finished the course in last year, I think it was around February or March in 2022. What has been most useful for you?
I think like the thing that I think more useful is like this time we have to reflect about ourselves and what kind of teachers we want to be. Like the focus on finding our own voice was really beneficial for me to see where I was and where I wanted to go. I think also like I didn't have experience teaching, so it was very useful for me to have this opportunity. Mm, yeah, I think that's it.
Well done, really good. Absolutely. And if you think back as well, was there something that really stood out to you, something that you liked more than other things?
mm, I think that I will highlight the teaching practices for me are like the best because even like, for example, if I couldn't show up for some classes, it was possible to send you the recording. And for me, this was incredible and very helpful since I was able to receive feedback from you and also like to look back to myself in the recording and see which things I needed to improve, but also like to see which things I was doing well because sometimes we judge a lot ourselves and don't see our real progress. So I think that was really I like it a lot that like that the thing that we have the opportunity to record ourselves and then to analyze how we are like doing.
Really good. I absolutely agree with you because recording, it can feel a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning, right? You're speaking maybe to the camera or your movement is being recorded and you watch it back and you see what you're doing. Most people feel uncomfortable with that. But the purpose, like you say, is not to judge what it looks like or what you sound like, but really to look in a critical but also compassionate way. What are the things that I'm really good at already? And what are the things that I can still work on or refine or become a little bit better at? So it's an amazing way to improve by yourself. So you've come a really long way already. You've done a lot of things in between. Tell us a little bit about how this skill to teach yoga and English positively changes your life on a daily basis or your career objectives as well.
Well, I think like now I'm able to write and design my scripts without translating or like, and then I get thinking on what I want to share in English. I don't have to think first in Spanish and then in English. Like I feel like capable to do it in one language.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like last year, I was working in a bilingual kindergarten, and I was there to speak and to teach English to the children through spoken language. So I use this opportunity to give yoga classes to these kids. And it was really nice because I could like teach them in a proper language because at the end they will learn about this.
Mm-hmm. Really nice. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember that straight after the course, or maybe even during, you started a course to teach yoga to kids as well, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
and
And
this
it was in Spain. Sorry.
you go on.
Sorry.
You go
No,
for
the
it.
thing. No, I was going to say like, yeah, as it was in Spanish, this teacher training, but as I said you, I was like teaching in this bilingual school. So with the English for Yoga teacher course was really good for me to properly do like Q and of course it's more basic for children, but still I need to have like a base and a structure to teach.
Mhm. Yes, because yes, you're right that the language that we use teaching yoga to kids might sound a little bit simpler than we use teaching yoga to adults, but simpler language doesn't always mean easier because it
Mm-hmm.
actually requires you to think of your words more, bearing in mind or taking into account what the vocabulary is that they use or they need or they understand, because kids, for example, don't know all of these yoga words either. How can you convey your communication in a way that meets them where they at, right? Where they are at. So you did another yoga teacher training. What other things have you achieved?
Well, I think like I'm able to join and do things in another language. Like as I say, like the opportunities are thousands. Like for example, last year I was able to assist yoga retreats in English. I went to a yoga retreat where they teach Enga yoga in Portugal, and this was not only to have yoga classes and relax. Like the classes were like 2 hour classes where the teachers like actually give you information. So I felt really confident because I could understand the yoga language, and I was like, um, I could like take more advantage of this, like rather if I didn't know anything before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really amazing. And what else?
Well, like also like the fact that I'm able to work in the yoga industry, like my first career is marketing. So I'm happy like because of the course we get to know each other, and I had the opportunity to collaborate with you at Enga. And I'm really happy because I already know the yoga part, like to practice and then mixing this with marketing. It's really, I don't know, I'm really happy to be able to work in a environment that I like. Because before, like, of course, I worked in marketing, I was working in companies and everything, but I didn't feel like myself or coherent about the industries. And now, like, that I have this opportunity, like, I am really happy to connect with this world, and I feel more myself working on this, of course.
Mhm. And I'm really, really happy with you. I'm super grateful to be working with you. You're an absolute asset to the team and really just grateful because you know what's really nice. And like you say as well, there's a lot of people that, for example, work in marketing or do something else. But this way, you have the opportunity to combine your skills and your passions because you're combining your skills in marketing and business development in the yoga industry, and I'm really, really grateful for you. So thank you so much. To like finalize our interview, maybe there are other things that you would like to share, but I would really love to know, and I think those that are watching as well, what are the things that you currently work on or that you want to work towards?
Well, like right now, like I have this goal. I like to like learn different things and new things. Like so I still want to improve and learn more about yoga because it's something that I'm very passionate about. And I have this like goal to learn about early childhood education. And so my plan in the future is to combine these learnings. I want to work in a bilingual school or by my own maybe, and to use yoga as a learning tool. I think that today we live like in a very fast and stressed environment, and sometimes like we pick those habits. I thought I lost you. Yeah, and I want to. This is like what I'm working on, like to continue learning more and see how I can combine these things that I like.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you're absolutely right. I think the younger we are introduced to the practices and all the benefits that yoga has to offer, the healthier and happier all people will be. So I'm really, really excited for you to actually start doing that. Keep working on it. And already really, really grateful for the type of work that you're doing. And definitely super grateful for your work that you're doing at Enga right now.
Yes, I'm very happy too. I'm really happy, like also to know more people like that is coming to the community and also let that together.
Yes,
I
amazing,
think I want
amazing,
to add,
amazing.
yeah, I want to add one more thing. Like one of the things that I like about the course, the English for Yoga Teacher course, is that we have the opportunity to meet people from around the world, and that's like the most valuable and interesting thing because you know yoga teachers from Japan, Brazil, Germany, Mexico, and that's amazing to have other people's perspective and to see also like how they do to complement each other.
Really good points. And I think especially in something like yoga or any other type of industry, think people do things differently or speak about things differently. It's not just different styles of yoga, but also the cultural and linguistic differences that come with that. So you can learn, first of all, you learn a lot from each other. And second, you also have the opportunity to collaborate with each other and maybe even host retreats together or do courses or Instagram lives together. So definitely a really great way to also expand your network.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for sharing, Andrea. I really, really, really enjoyed chatting to you. And I hope that this interview helps other people to orient themselves in the field of yoga, the industry, the things that they would like to do, and maybe sit down for a moment to reflect on what you're already really good at and also what you would like to improve and how you can do that, what type of support you would need with that to continue your journey and achieve your career objectives. So, Andrea, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your journey with us. Oh, I'm losing you. Internet. Is this getting better? All right. I'm sorry. We cut out. What was the last thing that you said? It's getting really bad, the connection. Right. I think we're back. No, Andrea has left the room. It's all right. We've come to the end. Um, Everyone here, I'm so grateful for you to have joined us as well live. If you're interested as well in the English for Yoga Teachers course, today is the last day that you can enroll in the course with $350 off. Yeah, this discount expires at 12 a.m. Yeah, 12 a.m. Central European time. So that's Germany, Spain, France, Central European time. If you join the course later from the 14th to, from the 15th to the 19th of March, you will get $250 off. So there's still a little bit of a discount, but today is the last day to join the course with $350 off. We start the course on the 24th of March. That is not this Friday, but next Friday already. So there's 5 training weekends in which we completely focus on the development of your language, your communication, and even your business education, your development, your learning journeys. And on the intensive program, we also have weekly meetings to practice conversing, practice speaking with other people, practice using your vocabulary in different contexts. And there are also community meetups. There are ways to do some co-working together so we can go through the materials and your homework together. Q&As, there's a lot included. So I would love for you to join it. I would love to support you on your learning journeys and share your learning journeys or your achievements in a year or so from now, like we just did with Andrea. So go and check out the link in my bio. If you have any questions, send me a message at an email at annie@engaunite.com. And I hope to welcome you all on the course on the 24th of March. Sending you lots of love. I'll be live for our weekly. Yes, I saw your enrollment. Lovely. I'm very excited to see and meet you very soon. Excuse me. So I'll be live tomorrow for our weekly live training, and I'm going to speak about the missing piece to your international yoga teaching career. So come and join me live at 4 p.m. Central European time. As always, any questions, write me a message and I will see you then. Sending you lots of love. Have a great rest of your day, and don't forget to join me tomorrow. Mwah. Goodbye, everyone.